Okay, latest progress on the car stereo flipper device. This is the radio I got from Retrosound. Actually, it's not the radio; it's just the face and the knobs. It's all came as one unit, but anyway, non-functional. Might be a feature to add in the future of putting a backlight behind these numbers and getting just a glow, you know. Anyway, this piece here I still need to reprint. I'm gonna wait till I have my new printer for that. Fine. Reprinted the back piece and the bottom is all one piece. I'll show you that in a sec. But essentially it's got one side piece that is actually includes the top there, and then this side piece is separate. So let me spin it around for you. So there's the new back piece that I printed. This is, you know, some additional gusset and supports, and I also made this arm thicker because I noticed the servo was wiggling a little bit and I didn't like the movement. Also added, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little block right there with a little bit of vinyl on top of it, a little pad of vinyl, just to keep vibrations to a minimum. That also helps keep the servo locked in a place and keeps it from, you know, wiggling when the actuator, when the servo moves. I also straightened out, you know, fixed the angle on the arm. The arm was a little crooked, the little linkage there. So I was able to correct that. Yeah, and everything's working well. So here's the custom button that's going to be in the center console. So let me spin it in for you so you can see. So basically, push the button and it shows you the Pioneer touchscreen 6.8-inch monitor. Couldn't really do something like this until I found a radio that worked. Pioneer released this last year, and it just became available this year. So that's why I'm at the point where I'm at. I'm able to make some progress on this project. But you know, two radio faces at 90 degrees doesn't work if one of them's, you know, 9 inches deep or whatever. So this one's only about I think 1.25 inches deep. But you can see the warping there. That'll be addressed on the next print so that it doesn't show. And then obviously as part of, you know, trim out, either if this is, you know, this may eventually go in the center console. If it goes in the center console, fine. If it goes in the dash, fine. But either way, I'm printing trim to go around it. It's gonna basically hide this, hide the bottom, and it's designed so that as it spins, the edges line up no matter which position it's in. So this trim piece will be right here, and you can see this bevel cut right here. So it can spin back, but still sort of hide that gap a little bit. And then it's sort of got something similar on the bottom. But no matter which position it's in, it'll be flush. You know, that's my goal anyway. There might be a little, you know, little 1 millimeter gap, but not too bad. So yeah, and you can tell it's much quieter now. It's very smooth. I'm just hitting the button. The other thing I want to show you, which is an interesting side effect of just how I've designed this, intended originally to put a delay timer on this because I didn't want, when you start your ignition and your key goes through, like into and past the accessory mode, there's going to be a jolt of electricity, and if the button's already depressed, I didn't want it to start to make a move, stop, wait for the car to start, and then continue. Adding a delay, that may be something I do in the future for the, you know, startup process. It's not something I really am going to mess with right now. But regarding the turn off procedure, so, you know, my intention was to have it automatically go back to its, you know, resting state, which is this state, when you turn the car off. So when the controller no longer receives power. I thought I was gonna have to put a delay in for that, but just the way that I'm using this, and it's got these little 12 to 5 and 12 to 6 volt step down converters in it. Those actually have, I guess, capacitors in them. They hold a little bit of a charge, and it's just enough to do the motion of to move the servo after the controller no longer receives power, which is when it's also noting the state of go back to position A. So I can demonstrate that if I turn it on. Okay, so the car is turned on, the button is depressed, so it's latched on. Right now we're seeing that radio. If I remove power, I've got this little 12 volt, this is how I'm powering this all right now, this little 12 volt lead. If I remove power, it'll go to its resting state back to position A. So let's just demonstrate that real quick. And there you go. So then, theoretically, next time you start up the car, the button's already depressed, so it should automatically just flip straight up. So let's demonstrate that now. If I can, there it goes. So the car just turned on. Because the button was latched, it flipped up. And now that the car is on, I have control over it and that sort of thing. I'd like to put in a function where there is maybe a secondary switch so that I can engage the circuit even without the car being on, so I can demonstrate this to people with no ignition being on at all. But anyway, that's it for now. Very happy with it. Probably not going to do anything else to it until I get the new printer and can reprint this piece. At that point, I'll just disassemble the whole thing and start putting Loctite in. Oh, that's the other thing is I was able to start putting in the heat set inserts. So instead of using nuts, using these heat set inserts, which just makes it, you know, assembly and disassembly so much better. Anyway, sorry this video is kind of long, but just wanted to give a little bit of an in-depth demonstration of it. That's all for now. Thanks.